Brand Hartford, your homie DJ Be Easy. Again, giving you that weekly mix up, and we got our special guest in the building. Ladies, let everybody know how y'all doing, how y'all feeling.
I'm feeling absolutely fabulous. This is your girl, the one and only Miss Hollywoods from Hartford.
Word.
It's DJdanadane in the house, Kitty Cat Productions. Just here to, just show a little love, work my community, shout out to me. Playing that mix for you. Any requests? I got you.
And let people know your Instagram, Twitter, all your social media real quick.
You can look me up. My name's Dana Vitanza, but DJdanadane, one word.
Right.
DJdanadane. You look me up. I'm up there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Oh yeah.
Nice.
And it's definitely not hard to find me. You can find me at PoleControlStudios.com, or if you want to find all my social handles, literally you can Google Hollywoods of Hartford. You'll find them all.
Word. So where do we? Okay, so Danadane.
Yes.
What was your inspiration to start DJing?
Well, music's been all my life.
Okay.
I mean, I used to play clarinet in high school, from chorus to jazz to going to college, taking music business. I actually moved to CT. I'm from New York. I moved to CT to go to Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Nice.
I landed a job with WTIC. Still over there, 10 years.
Nice.
I love it over there.
Longevity.
Oh yeah. So it's in my blood. It's there. It's many years. I actually watching a student while I was at Connecticut School of Broadcasting. He brought his set in, his gig. He's doing his own thing, and just showing me a little bit of stuff, and I just fell in love with him. I'm like, what? I gotta try this. I gotta check this out. I fell in love with it.
DJing is a freedom, especially when you have the freedom and the ability to just make other people forget about that bad day and just set the mood.
Making people happy, When you're out there playing, even just doing like a birthday party, something simple.
Yeah.
You get those kids going, you get the adults dancing. It's just that excitement, that happiness you see in people. It makes you happy just doing your DJing thing,
And honestly, being a DJ, you're a blessing to other people.
Yes.
Like all the time.
You're giving back to them. Oh yeah.
Exactly. And then different type of crowds and different genre of music, and then we could have the great debate of like the older music was better, or what's going on with the music now, but still music is still music. It gives you that feeling.
Oh, even
good music
you
should do
even
that.
See the young kids, if you put on that Michael Jackson song, they might be even 2 years old, and they still know that song.
Yes.
Why? Because that still lives there. That music, that power of music will live forever on.
That's classic music versus like the fad, the hit that the what's that called? The one hit wonder.
One hit wonder.
One hit wonders and whatnot. So we need to just keep that classic music rolling. So support your local artists, support the people that are doing it big and whatnot. And okay. All right.
I'm over here making it rain on my girl Dana. That's my girl. I love her.
We have way too much fun over here.
Hollywoods, what was your inspiration to start Pole Control?
My inspiration behind starting Pole Control was I loved the idea of dancing. I loved the idea of performing. The exotic entertaining industry has started to dwindle back when I began.
Yeah.
And I literally started in my living room teaching friends and friends of friends. Eventually it was the customers' wives that I had at the clubs.
Wow.
And it just started to really just blossom itself into a business. It literally became a fitness fad, literally just out of just trying something new and something someone never even thought of. But
So you are the pioneer of this.
Well, I believe in this area. I definitely am.
Okay.
The pioneer would possibly go back even further than when I started, because where we are in Connecticut, unfortunately, it still has somewhat of a bad or negative stigma placed on it. So even in Hartford, you have to like break those little barriers as you go and deal with lots of people, and eventually, they start to get the idea that, oh yes, this is just a vertical form of fitness.
Yes.
It's an aerial apparatus, and I'm actually enjoying it, not necessarily in the format of being sexual.
Yeah.
Though I embrace that as well, because you have to have some sort of substance to come from.
Let me ask you a question, because back in a couple years ago, me and buddies used to go to certain venues and whatnot, but it feels like the artistry of pole dancing has left, because now it's just like, hey, blah 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 blah. What? Oh, so what you can see are your face right now. I don't want to go into any details on air, but blah 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 means a lot of things.
I get it. Yes, I have been underwater. I understand whale. I get it.
Yeah.
Yes, there has been a lack of entertainment value
Yes.
in other establishments.
Mm.
However, from what I've experienced and what I've been able to do with Pole Control Studios, is I've been able to embrace that as well.
Yes.
So I'm partnered with several different blah blah blahs.
Okay.
And I speak to I speak to the girls and some of the guys, because there's also men blah blah blahs.
Okay.
And
Yes,
they are
there
all
is.
very uneducated when it comes to the adult education as far as entertainment and what they're supposed to do, because quality has gone down because
Yes.
there's literally no such thing as on-the-job training. So
It's
that's
just
where I
like-
come in with my cape and my glitter shoes, come to save the day.
So you're a superwoman of the industry.
Correct.
So basically, guys and girls, if you want to learn the proper etiquette of the artistry, and just also you have fun with it too.
Well,
You know.
art is fun.
Yes.
Because I mean, literally, anything is interpretive if that's what it comes down to.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is all fun.
Yes.
Even the hardships are fun because you have something to look forward to.
Mhm.
Now, if you were 3 years old taking gymnastics for the first time, your mindset would pretty much be the exact same as a 30-year-old woman who's taking pole class for the first time.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
You got to remember that there's literally no education before that to prepare you for the lessons you're going to learn. So the idea of fear is something that's just objective. That's something that you've taught the child or the adult over the time, that now they have to kind of break down those barriers.
Male stigmas on everything, like I feel like if you kind of took away like some of the negativity off of this, that, and the third, people could just enjoy themselves.
Well, yes, because the idea of sexual expression is so taboo that there is frustration behind the idea of even learning from someone else.
Yeah.
There isn't, a mother teaching her daughter how to be sexy. The first thing a mother does is give their daughter a baby doll and teaches her how to be responsible. Teaches her how to be a mother. Teaches her how to take care of a child and be able to make sure the child has a feeding schedule and a sleeping schedule and changing schedule. And then by the time the child, or I should say the baby, the new mother, is old enough to now eventually want children, she's so brainwashed that she really thinks she's running out of time to actually start a family.
Wow.
And all of these things that have been brainwashed in her from so long ago has now stuck in her head that
Going
this is
deep.
where I'm supposed to be, and I'm so afraid of dealing with the idea of how to make the baby because I've never been taught that. I've been given the baby, I've never been taught how to please my man.
She should be
how
one of
to
those sex therapists. Yeah,
We kinda do that in class.
Yeah,
Wow.
it kind of goes intertwined with it a
Sometimes
little
it
bit.
kind of gets broken down in class, and we find ourselves on lots of different categories and topics, and a lot of times definitely revolves around sex. But these are topics that we haven't been able to express, and we've been so far pushed away from. We don't even talk about it with our partners, people we're having sex with. So
You know,
we have to have a start
honestly,
somewhere.
communication is key to everything. Because with the
Absolutely.
proper communication, you could be at a certain level, and then without the proper communication, you could be at a certain level. But with the communication, you could be doing things like a rock star type. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be like exploring different galaxies you never thought about.
Absolutely.
I know I'm going far out right now. It sounds crazy. And no, I'm not on anything, y'all. I'm just, just trying to keep my language clean.
It's okay. We popped a couple of blah blah blahs before we got here.
Yo.
Total joke. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I definitely understand how the sexual expression and the ability to express, because that is a form of communication, is so far-fetched.
Yeah.
here, I'm not going to blame all men, but you know, when you get to a certain age, then you're kind of overwhelmed with this sexual development exploration. And meanwhile, the girls that are of your same age have already decided, okay, well, I have to have this, and this in play, when the guys are just starting to get baby-minded, baby doll-minded, I should say, as far as responsible. That responsibility has never been pushed upon a young male before. He's literally been responsible for himself his whole life.
Can I ask you another question? Do you think it's more of an American issue, or do you think our friends in the UK, Europe, they have it more down packed than us when it comes down to this?
I think gender-wise, America really has a lot of things screwed up anyway, because our friends in the UK have already legalized prostitution. We don't have the ability.
What?
We don't have the ability to separate a dancer, aka stripper, from a prostitute, because men don't know the difference. And sometimes the girls go in there and they don't know the difference. So then there's crossing lines, and then there's breaking laws and rules and all the above. Same thing with most things that are considered illegal that's held back, but literally will be something that's considered a saving grace pretty much for every state as far as their tax breaks. Every person as far as their ability, as you claim, to communicate sexually with their partners, and all of the above. You know, we're losing out on the biggest opportunity to be adults by understanding first adults' needs and stop putting everybody in a box through religion and politics and your race, your gender, your ethnicity, and really understand sexuality as a whole, and realize that it's so far beyond. Like even my classes, where we had conversations with people, we literally they thought stripper college, because they got it. They like, yes, you're there to teach girls how to be better strippers. Like, and my 99.9% of my clients are all doctors, lawyers, teachers, students.
But
there's very few exotic entertainers.
Let me enlighten them. I don't mind. I'm sorry, I'm cutting in right now, but I do want to talk about this for a second, because I actually take some classes with this woman.
Nice.
I'm not into stripping. I don't really even go to strip clubs, okay? It's not about that. For me, it's for fitness.
Yes.
It's a dance. It's almost gymnastics. You're on this pole sideways, and you have to lift and sustain yourself. Lift that body weight. It's a very excellent workout. A lot of people, I actually, I don't like to admit I do pole very often, because too many people in America think of it only as stripping. If you go to Europe,
ignorancy of Americans. Yes.
So if you go to Europe, like in UK, Russia, like any of those countries over there, it's competitive. It's an actual. They're thinking about putting it in the Olympics. It's actually that big over there.
Whoa!
It's really that big.
Time out.
So it's fitness. It is considered a fitness.
And I agree with her. Yeah. Anywhere else outside of this country, but then there goes the mindset of how far behind we are as developmental country, as we claim to be. We're not, because we're stagnant in something as simple as sexual freedom. That's ridiculous. So, yeah, she's right. There's so many people who use this, but there's so many people who never even been into a strip club. And then there's women who come to me like, okay, well, I really want my husband to stop going to clubs and coming to be with me more often. And it opens up a compassion wall against me. Like, I take that down, and I'm like, okay, let me tell you everything I know. This is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to do it. However, it goes way beyond that. It's psychology. So most of what you get in the class is more about the psychological fears that you've been dealing with in your own lives, and you have to overcome those, and then it all transfers into a skill set.
It's almost like a release. Like, women have this build up inside of them. They just want to be sexy. They want to put those heels on. They want to put that lingerie on. And if they can't do it in the house, if they don't do often in the house, it gives them that opportunity to bring that sexiness out and just feel it.
But you gotta also remember that Dad told them that was wrong. So most likely they're afraid of even opening that door with their husbands or boyfriends. And if their husbands or boyfriends automatically see them in a whole new way, they're now not going to be considered the pure, beautiful bride that they have. They're now going to be considered some below them.
But honestly, I think it's the mindset of the man. Because there's some men that are stuck in the Stone Age, the Flintstones and all of that. And they're just thinking, okay, my way or the highway. But then, there's a new type of man. Well, there's new types of men going around, but the
Evolved men.
Yeah, but the thing is, the men that have like a what's the word I'm looking? Progressive thinking.
Yes.
And you're thinking like, okay, I can't just be this boring. We don't want to have no boring relationship. Let's explore. Let's, yeah. Of course, there's gonna be a little bit of boundaries here and there, but let's kind of like explore to the point like where we have to find, okay, this is the limit. Or this is the safety word, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like you said, it comes down to communication.
I'm sorry.
I think I know what you saw.
That's what it comes down to. It's the communication.
No. But you get what I'm saying. Like you can't just do things the same old way. You gotta spice it up. And there's more than spicing up. It's just if you have an open mind. You never have to use the word spice up because it's automatically you're just evolving. But too many times us as men, and yes, we can admit us
Key
as men.
thing, communication. If you can't communicate with your partner, that's where it becomes an issue. So if you communicate from the time you start the relationship and y'all talk about your boundaries, you know where to go, how far to go, and where you want to be at. So if y'all both communicating on the same level, y'all can hit this platonic plane that just throw you through the roof.
See, now you're talking about actually building a relationship.
Yes.
Kids nowadays don't do that. They swipe left.
The gram.
It's a little bit instantaneous than that.
Yeah.
They're looking for the definitive. So they need to know within like 18.3 months if this is going anywhere. If it's not, then we should end this so I can move on because you might be stopping me from meeting my potential husband or wife. So there's that mindset of not really growing together, not understanding and being humble with what you have. It's literally looking for the next best thing.
It's
what
like
grass
a
is
microwave mentality when you're supposed to have an oven.
You actually have to have a sun-baked type relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yes, let nature take its course. Let the moon cool it down. Let the tides do its work. You have to deal with that up and down.
Yes.
And so many people are afraid of having fights in relationships that they don't get through the fight and they don't get stronger. So, I mean, literally that instantaneous swipe left mentality with relationships, that's I'm going to communicate with you through a text message. I don't know anything about you because I don't understand the tone of this text message. Those are the relationships that you have to deal with now.
Text messages stop
However,
trouble.
when you have, it's also generational.
Mm-hmm.
So the gap comes from how do we teach to build those types of relationships because that's why we have a higher divorce rate than marriage rate.
It's
You
crazy.
can't even call it 50-50
Hold on
anymore.
real quick. You already know you're listening to 107.7 WFCS, Newport and Hartford, The Edge. But continue.
And these marriages are literally, like you said, microwave. And now women are looking forward to the wedding. The guys are looking to the bachelor party because they saw The Hangover. And they're literally trying to imitate just what they see on television, like imitating art.
And also, people got to understand every relationship is different. So let's just say Jack and Jill have
brothers
like.
and sisters. Nope. Another example.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
Let's just say.
We all do that.
Let's just say the Joneses have that type of marriage and whatnot. But the thing is, you're not the Joneses. You are the Clevelands and whatnot. So the Clevelands, your relationship is going to be a little bit different. So don't your relationship is your relationship. Don't look at others' relationships. Look at yours and just work
on that.
The blessing that you have.
That's very true.
So it's.
And I want to get back to what we were explaining about people knowing and how they place judgments based on knowing your business, however they want to call it. That is the job of the people. That is. So you can give them the big old thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yes.
we're in radio.
Yes.
Give them a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
And just move and just make it move.
Yeah.
Keep it going. But literally, you can't really let anyone, their opinions, hinder anything you do or any way you feel about yourselves. Because I'll walk around with my big 9-inch heels on my back, on my shoulders, and walk through past the church, past the park, and people will ask me, "Oh my, how do you walk in those?" I'll tell them really slowly, "Would you like to try them on?" Wow. And I start breaking down their ideas because they start to ask me questions. Yes, they assumed that I'm coming from the bus station and maybe I'm a hooker or whatever they're thinking, but they don't realize that I most likely just had a workshop
at the hotel with your wife and maybe some of your coworkers. And it was a lap dance workshop. Now you're going to go home and feel really good because somebody has a surprise for you. And yeah, you're asking me questions, but you're asking me so you can try to, berate me and degrade me. Though I'm going to walk around with a smile and I'm going to answer your questions because I know for a fact you're just uneducated. And that's all that I have to do is just educate. And that's what you're doing. You can easily tell someone, yes, I'm taking a pole class. And they'll say, oh, so you're trying to be a stripper. And you can easily say, no, I am a stripper. I strip every night before I take a shower. I strip every morning before I put my work clothes on. However, this is my exercise. And I wouldn't ask you if you're going to the gym, if you're going to be a boxer. I wouldn't ask you that. I wouldn't now degrade your ability and your skill because of what I would doubt you having or think you do have.
There's different ways of exercising, and with the pole control, put it like this. You have to be strong to be on that pole.
Well, you don't have to be strong before you start. So many people think, oh my, I need to build upper body strength before taking your class. And I will affectionately laugh at them and say, yes, I'm going to go to the gym before I go to the gym. Haha, stupid. It makes zero sense. I need to go to the gym to go work out at the gym. Yeah. No, you're going to build your body regardless whether you do it right or wrong. You just got to give your mindset the ability of going through the repetition.
True.
Repetition is something people don't like. They like, try it once, try it twice, then I got it. If not, screw it, thumbs up.
Life is not the shake weight. You have to actually lift the weight.
Yes. That works too. Mind you, on the pole, you're lifting your own body weight.
Yes.
Yes, and you're using muscles you probably never even knew you had. So there's lots of things happening. Your mind is stopping you from things. Your brain and your body is not cooperating properly. Your hands are sweating. You're doubting on every ability you have, but by an hour, you have something, and you're proud of that one thing. And that's all you need. It's almost like we're making bread, but first we gotta lay some seeds and grow some wheat. Now you gotta wait for the wheat and deal with that.
It's the process.
They don't like that morning, noon, and night letting the sun and the water tend the wheat. They don't like that idea. They're like, no, I want bread. I'm hungry. I want to go perform. I want to be in Madonna's new video. That's not how it's gonna work. This is a skill. Mr. Miyagi didn't tell Daniel's son to go wax on, wax off for no reason. There's a purpose behind that movement. It builds those muscles mentally and physically for a reason. So people, when you're dealing with building any skills, don't expect anything to be instantaneous. If you were, think about your first time having sex. You probably weren't that good. You probably had to practice, right?
Now
you're probably giving yourselves all kind of pats on the back, saying, I'm just the best. I'm making lines, I'm making lists, you're next. We're going to have it too. It's the same thing with any skill you build. So whatever your mind is going to be open to allowing this as a skill and saying, yes, this is what I'm doing and I'm building, then you're going to satisfy your actual goal without realizing that you didn't have to do all that. Putting that block into the place. But yeah, that's most of the mindset behind the students, is that fear.
You just got to take away that fear and just...
maybe the fear of falling.
Well, the fear of falling is something that's easiest to break because I just let them fall. Think about it. After you fall, what's going to happen? You're going to get up. You're going to be fine. You may have a badge of honor. Prove that you've fallen.
You come out with
and you're going to come back and say, yes, I've fallen, but what did I learn from this fall? Nobody lives life crawling for the rest of their lives. You got to eventually walk. And
that's how you learn.
You walked and you fell. I'm pretty sure you busted your butt.
Any athlete any type of athletic sport, you gotta come out with bumps and bruises.
Or any human condition.
So practice period. Perfect with anything. Hey, DJing, you think I could pick this up and just start playing? No.
Yeah, it was a process.
Everything you gotta start somewhere, build yourself up, become stronger.
It's a good thing she says that, because my daughter, when she was born, when she first tried walking, she fell numerous times to the point that she didn't want to walk. And one day we just took her out to a barbecue. It was so hot. And she actually fell, and that floor was hot. After that, it was a wrap. She was walking the rest of the whole day.
Because she didn't want to feel that.
She didn't want to feel that no more. So you learn from what you do. Mistakes happen, you learn from it.
By the time she's 15, 16, she's not going to feel that burn. She's not going to remember that burn.
Yeah, she don't.
But she's probably going to know how to do amazing things by the time she's 15, 16.
13 now. I'm not ready for that 14, 15, 16 yet. But
Daddy's on that stand up. You waiting?
oh shit, we ain't even. That's a whole nother topic. We ain't going that route.
That's for another radio show. Parenting. Oh my goodness! I don't want to tell you. I have teens, so I know. It can be the most rewarding, stressful periods of you learning about yourself. That's what parenting is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you don't learn anything. I mean, you don't learn how to parent. You learn how to take care of a child, and the child learns how to be a child through your parenting. But there's nothing like all the books and all of the advice they try to give you. The best advice is to have a nice niche of people who are also parents.
A village. That's how we used to grow up.
Literally,
And,
yes.
and now the village is no more village, but it's still the village with certain families and whatnot. But right now,
It's
the
broken.
village could be MTV or VH1 or something like that, and we need to just
Or
get back to the.
Facebook.
That's the scariest thing.
Facebook is the
That's
scary.
the
How many
problem.
crimes
I
been
see
co-
people admit their problems on Facebook and actually put a question mark and ask for advice, and that's what they're getting. Their friends-ish giving them information on how to raise their children, how to deal with their relationships, how to deal with a friend, or how to quit a job or whatever.
Wow.
They're literally using other people, like crowdsourcing information, because they don't have the ability to be able to sit there and talk to the child. Now, when the child grows, you got to realize that you've always had the adult mindset of knowing that you develop, but your brain doesn't go backwards because a child's just born. It's not like you're just learning your alphabet. You should feel amazing about the alphabet. Like, I got the alphabet down.
Yeah.
Right? It starts when it gets a little bit more challenging with your own things that you've dealt with. That's when it starts to like, oh, let me question my parenting a little bit. What the heck is a blah 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 formula? And then you're starting to really start to deal with that. But then parenting, as far as teaching your children, it goes beyond school, and that's what a lot of people have forgotten. They leave the teachers to teach the kids, and then the kids come home and they have no discipline. They have zero idea of executive functioning. Like the simple things that they say they should teach you in school. No, these things are taught at home. How to
Yes.
sew on a button, how to pay your taxes, how to pay a bill, how to fill out a form. These things that your parents should actually
Being a
teach you.
parent is a full-time job.
It
doesn't
is.
stop.
It is.
No matter what
That's
the
your first
age.
That's your first job fully as an entrepreneur. Now, the stock of that child is up to you.
Wow.
If you go public and your child's stock rises and everybody wants, oh, that child is great. Like you think of my son, he's great, he blah, blah, blah. And I still like question like, yeah, but only if he did this or only if I can get him to stop doing that. But all of my doubt is literally what pushes him to be great, because I have that discipline factor where I'm always constantly thinking, how can I make him better? If I thought he was just great and just let him be and not have any worry, I'd probably be a bad
And
parent.
you know what?
And the kid would be
It's
upset
called
with me.
caring, because caring, you want to see that next level. You want to,
Exactly.
hey, straighten out your shoelaces, or just straighten up. Just you want to be your best.
Like it's 7:24, you got school at 7:30, your pants are wrinkled. Go on them.
It's passed down by generations. It's a generation
I'm not gonna
thing.
give you a ride to school.
Wow.
You should have thought about that 24 minutes ago when you put those wrinkled pants on. But they have to think, okay, if I'm gonna live on my own, this is how I'm gonna approach the world. And if I was gone tomorrow, I wanted that to stick in his head. Oh my pants are wrinkled. My mom will probably think and look at me right now from heaven and say, "You go wearing your pants, boy," and so he'll do that.
She makes a good
That's
point.
all that you want to instill in your
Parents
children.
too.
Exactly.
Good point on that one, because parents, it comes down generations from generations. Parents to parents to parents.
Yeah.
And that's the same way I was raised. My mom's at a young age showed me how to wash clothes, separate clothes.
Yes.
At 10, I used to go to laundromat by myself, sit there, separating clothes. These old people looking at me like, really? But like I said, it comes down to family. I know how to cook, I know how to wash, I know how to clean. I even know soaps. But not a lot of people know that. Oh yeah, days of our lives, all my children will like to live. We want to go there.
Don't interrupt your program. now.
Yeah. What my mom always told me,
Let's not get real.
what I teach you today,
man.
what I teach you today is for your future. So when you get to that age point, you don't have to depend on a woman to do everything for you.
That's
You
right.
need to know how to do it on your own.
Independence.
It's your independence, and that's how it starts.
Because the thing is with this pretty much with any relationship, it has to be a whole and a whole coming together. It can't be a piece and then a 25% and then no. It got to be you got to be a whole person yourself.
Yeah.
She has to be a whole person herself, and then you can have an amazing foundation to start and begin with, and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Hold on, when did we just get into this whole Oprah classic talk?
We did say that pole dancing breaks out a lot of psychological issues.
Yes.
And we always end up back at that same circle. Literally, it all is.
It revolves
coincides.
each other. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
I love being a parent. I truly, truly love being an artist. And there's nothing else that I would rather do in the world. I couldn't say I can go get a job and work for someone because I don't really understand what that's like. I haven't had to work for someone since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
I don't know what that would
Entrepreneur.
really be.
Mhm.
Exactly. 7 years old, you are supposed to do that. And where I grew up from, you want to be independent. You want to have stuff, you go and
You
go
do what
get
you
it.
got to do.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then by the time I turned 10, I started having businesses. So ever since then, I've never really had a job. So I know how to have a job.
Yeah.
I know how to work and I know what to do. But as far as that infrastructure, that's why I went to college. So I can know, okay, well, I'm going to eventually, I know for a fact, have a business. So I might as well know what I'm supposed to be doing here. And like I said, I couldn't see myself really doing anything else. I truly love my job. It comes with so much more. And because I'm able to relate all of the things that I've been able to do with this, it coincides. Like when I was in college and I studied psychology, I was able to break down what my knowledge was with that, even in my classes. Same thing, sports medicine, all of the above. Like everything kind of like led up to this point. So the motherhood, that's the biggest job ever. I have 20,000 children, ages 18 to 75. So I approach my children in a different way.
Wow.
You got to realize that their development and their way is totally different too. So where I have a 60-year-old lady able to do a split on the pole, where I have an 18-year-old girl who's never put on a pair of shoes. I have
You
all
talking about
that
like
dynamic.
the high heel shoot? Like wow,
Yeah.
wow.
All that dynamic in the middle. Because
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure you've been out in the clubs and you saw the duck walks or with the baby deers. What they call them? You know what I'm talking about. I don't like to mock women, but
man.
you've seen it.
Oh man.
I really get offended where I will take them in the alley and I will say, let's have a talk. This is how you walk. And I will break down walking with them just for the sake. And I said, I know you're going to get really, really drunk tonight.
That
Just
makes
in
it
case
worse.
you do. Don't ever wear these shoes again. Get a pair of stripper shoes. Why? They're all terrain, all purpose. They're like Goodyear tires.
Yo, time out.
I'm serious. I should do a commercial. They are.
Yo, continue. I'm sorry.
Check it. All right. They're
Okay.
plastic. They're fairly indestructible. They're lightweight. They have ankle straps, and the way they conform and around your feet, if they're plastic or platen leather, they actually hold your foot like a sock.
Wow.
Take that easy. So